We're now going to talk about what I call the thumper and the pumper system, and that would be your cardiovascular system. This is the one that if we are not taking care of ourselves, this is the little guy that suffers so much. If you're following me in your boot camp manual, you're on page 99. If you're in your CPT books, you're on page 145. And it's important that you know that there were many changes to the cardiovascular procedures that are done for monitoring in 2009. And we're going to talk about those later in our education session when we get to the medicine section. But for right now, really important that we understand not only the anatomy of the heart, but those things that we do in the surgical section that allow us to maintain that heart in good working order. So the first thing we talk about when we are discussing the cardiovascular system is the area or the central part of the cardiovascular system. Remember, when we talk about the cardiovascular system, we're talking about all of the cardiovascular system. So it's not just about the heart, it's about all the arteries and all the veins that we utilize in our every day-to-day work as a human being. So it's important that you realize there are many different parts to the cardiovascular system, not just the heart. In your CPT books, the very first section that you see is called the heart and the pericardium. Para, what does para mean? Para means around. So around the heart is this area called the pericardium. The important thing that you see about the pericardium is that there are a procedure that is done, and that's called a pericardiocentesis. And that means we're going to puncture a needle into the pericardium, and we're going to do one of two things: put something in or take something out. So we can aspirate or we can put something in. The most important thing about these procedures are you have a key here, and that key is it an initial pericardiocentesis or is it a subsequent? So we need to be able to quickly identify that type of procedure. And by the way, how many questions on your CPC exam are you going to have about the cardiovascular system? That's going to be 5. And we want to make sure that we have at least an idea of where you might see a question on your CPC exam.